What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, according to Combat Sports, has made an article which was very interesting, and I want to counterpunch today. It says, the falling heavyweight boxer Andy Ruiz Jr., an overwhelmed ghetto boy. Okay? Wow. The boxing world will be praying that the Mexican heavyweight Andy Ruiz Jr. can return to action with an impact. Andy Ruiz's embarrassing fall from grace has been described as a ghetto boy who became overwhelmed by his fame and fortune. The words come from his former coach, Manny Robles, who was asked in the wake of Ruiz losing his rematch with Anthony Joshua. Ruiz shocked the boxing world to become Mexico's first world heavyweight champion with his 7-round demolition of Anthony Joshua in June in New York. An overweight Ruiz in the rematch received a boxing lesson from Anthony Joshua in their world title rematch, but he let himself down in the December rematch in Saudi Arabia, entering the ring horribly overweight to lose a unanimous points decision and the WBO, IBF, and WBA. Robles told IFL TV that he had not heard from Ruiz since the loss in Saudi Arabia, with his axing delivered by the father's hand. Of course, trainer Robles also said that he wasn't happy with the attitude of Andy Ruiz ahead of his rematch with Anthony Joshua. Robles isn't surprised how the rematch unfolded, but he remains hugely disappointed and offered Ruiz's background as a reason for the sloppy defeat. Well, me counterpunching this, I think that if Manny Robles was looking for an excuse for his fighter, he picked one. If you were looking for an excuse, you would say that. You know, his background, being a ghetto boy, where he comes from. I don't really think it's that at all. I just think Andy Ruiz, I believe he was overwhelmed because he wasn't accustomed to that type of lifestyle, that all of a sudden in less than a month, he's already partying with the stars. Okay? So he wasn't doing that before. He was barely taking care of his family, fighting novice fighters, getting a few $1,000s here, a few $1,000s there, along with his bills. He has 5 kids. You know what I mean? Depending on what type of lifestyle he had before he got that money, that dictates a lot. But for him having a background of him being Mexican or him being a ghetto boy, no. I think he was overwhelmed, and because he was overwhelmed with the money, he was less hungry. Some people only fight hard or work hard for something when they don't have. But when you give them what they want, you destroy all their motivation. They have no motivation because there's nothing to strive for. Okay? And in Andy's case, he didn't care about any of that stuff. So yeah, even though he's been fighting all his life, in his mind he's like, hey, you know what? I got this money. I beat the champ. I'm the champ. There's nothing else for me to do. I never made this type of money ever. And the weird thing about Andy Ruiz, the initial drive that he had was only temporary. Okay? So for what we know right now is only temporary, because here's the deal. We've seen Andy recently in the gym. We've seen him do a couple sprints, a couple calisthenic things, some outdoor track work. We've seen him appear to train. Okay? We don't know how long he was there doing that, right? But I can tell you this. He could have done that for one day. But I'm not really surprised yet. Why? Because I haven't seen the end result. And training and working out is about consistency. Getting your ass up every day. Okay? And doing and continuing what you say that you're set out to do. If he's set out to lose weight, get in shape, he has to do that every day. See, for what he showed us on social media, you could think, oh, he's doing it every day. He might not be doing it every day. He might got up, done that one time, hired that guy for one session, and that guy helped him do, walk through the steps and walk through certain techniques of doing certain things, and he filmed it and threw that shit on social media. So everybody will think that Andy Ruiz is working out like he's doing it every day. He might not be, right? Not saying that he couldn't, but again, it remains to be seen, because as of December 7th, he got more money. He got twice as much money that he made ever in his life. So instead of 7 million, what did he receive? 13? So he got almost double the money. So if 7 million is going to make you less motivative, train less, party more, drink more, eat everything in sight, what do you think that $13 million is going to do? Right? It's going to have you doing double the trouble. Double the pleasure, double the fun, double the everything. My wife's going to kick my ass. It's going to be too many of those stories. She's mad at me. I stay gone for 2 weeks. That type of stuff. Well, we don't know. We don't know what he will really do. But Manny Robles, he knows his fighter. But did he know his fighter, though? I think Manny Robles learned, like everybody else, that Andy Ruiz can be overwhelmed. He lacked the motivation, the desire, the fire. He lacked all that. He says he wants it. That's just like for the fans that he acquired, but does he really want it? You know what I mean? That really remains to be seen. So no, I don't agree necessarily with Manny Robles, because I think Manny Robles found out about him being a ghetto boy. We seen the tats and stuff. He was always a ghetto boy. That had nothing to do with him having the desire from where he came and grew up in. The small town, they ink their cells and all that. Oh, give me some more ink. You know what I mean? But that has nothing to do with his desire to call Eddie Hearn and harass him about a fight with Joshua when Jarrell Miller tested positive. That had nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? I think it was just temporary because he got something that he wanted. So now he's got more of what he wanted. We'll see who he really is after this. And if you guys haven't seen, I have a series called The Redemption List. Andy Ruiz was number 1. Wilder now is number 1, right? But he's number 2 on the list. So he's high on the totem pole with people that need to redeem themselves, okay? And he does, Yeah, he's a ghetto boy or whatnot, but hey, so is Floyd, okay? So is Fernando Vargas. So is a lot of fighters. Johnny Tapia. You didn't see Johnny Tapia 50 pounds overweight. Yeah, he might have had a substance abuse problem, but you didn't see this man at the end of the day couldn't make weight for a fight. He made weight for a fight. And he was a ghetto boy as it came. As a matter of fact, he got the same tattoo that Andy has. Or Andy has one like him, because Johnny Tapia's a lot older. God bless the dead. Right? So no, we can't blame someone being from the ghetto. And if anything, being from the ghetto makes you more hungry because you have less. You know what I mean? Now, if Manny meant, because he had less and then he has more, therefore, because he was a ghetto boy, I get that. But just don't blame it on him being a ghetto boy. You know what I mean? No, it's not good enough. You know what I mean? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this article. I'll leave it below in the description box. Let you read it yourself. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.